Hello, good evening, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to day 16, I believe we are. Oh, I've got a little bit of feedback in my ears. Let me just cut that down a little bit before I end up confusing myself. There we go. I've cut it out completely. That's good. Welcome to day 16. As far as I believe. And again, I forgot to tweet because I was in a little bit of a rush to get everything up and running. Joining me today is Jeff. Jeff is here with me. The rest of the team are taking it a little bit easy. I know a lot of people are staying up quite late already. And so a lot of people are kind of recovering. The markets have been a little bit odd. But let's start with our daily tradition. We check our estimated balance, and we are at 1505. And if we come to our sheet and we put in here 1505, I forgot to count these cents, isn't it? Every cent matters. So 1505.77, and we are up 1.3% from yesterday. And you guys got to remember, we are holding over 60 something percent of our stack in USDT. And we only have a little bit of coins, okay? Today we do have a special guest, and I will just make sure that he can get in. Just 1 second. And I'm back. What has happened over the last 24 hours, and why don't we have a whole new bunch of money in there, and what has been going on? If you guys have a look right now, this is a crucial moment, okay? There is a psychological barrier at 11,000 USDT per Bitcoin, okay? And essentially we have been ramping up to this moment for quite some time. I'm just going to go down to about a 1 hour chart. Okay, and we are going to see how this has gone. So right from the bottom of our beautiful dip all the way here. Oh, why is it coming out as a dotted line? I was doing some other TA earlier. Let me just put that back to a solid line, and we make it nice and green. So a little bit brighter, please. There we go, so everybody can see it. Okay, so we've had a beautiful kind of coming up, nice, beautiful channel coming up, okay? This isn't the actual proper trend line, I'm just drawing a rough line so you guys can see the trajectory of BTC. But again, there's a psychological barrier that was at 11K, and we managed to get through it, okay? Which was beautiful, okay? However, we are not completely out of it yet, because if we zoom back in right now, and this is on the 1 hour chart again. Let's go back to 15 minutes. We can see right now that in the last hour, we essentially broke through. Let's go to the horizontal line, and we put one exactly as much as possible. There we go. We broke through 11,000, and then we retraced back down below 11,000, back up through 11,000, now back down through 11,000. There is a lot of action happening at exactly 11,000. Now, I haven't been too up to date on the TA for BTC. However, we have a special guest who will be joining us a little bit later on. We will have Until 1 Mil joining us today, and he will be talking about a good strategy which will answer the question that I've had a lot recently: how to choose the best point to buy a coin. Okay, so he will be on a little bit later on to share his strategy and his idea, and we'll also introduce him for those of you who don't know him. He hangs around a lot on the CoinVX server. It's not his primary server, and he does some great TA, and we'll talk to him a little bit later on about all of that. In fact, I believe he has arrived. He is currently muted. He's muted himself. That's okay. So, there has been some beautiful action. Now, when we left off the stream yesterday, we had reviewed what happened to Litecoin, okay? And during our first ever swing for the challenge, what actually occurred. But what I want to do right now is I want to review what happened to Litecoin over the last 24 hours, because a lot of people continued the Litecoin swing, and unfortunately things didn't quite go to plan. So if you guys remember, oops, not a whole, we want a vertical line. We always want the vertical line. Okay, stream time was approximately here. Okay, and what had happened was many people had bought in around this area here, and if I just zoom in a bit and then I can get my pen to draw on the screen so it's a little bit easier for me to work through everything with you guys. We want to come down to our pen. I will take a nice bright green. A lot of people bought in around this area here. Okay, and then essentially what happened was it dropped due to a major BTC spike, and then it continued gaining ever so slightly. If we draw a nice little trend line just underneath here, you guys can see that there was very slight gain. Okay, and then just before the stream it broke down through that support line and it kind of used it as its resistance line, and we can zoom in a little bit closer here now. Now you guys can see. Let me switch off auto. There you go, a little bit clearer now. Okay, again guys, these lines are just approximate. It broke through and it started to use a little bit kind of as a resistance line, then it broke up, and essentially it has been going sideways with a slight downward angle for the majority of the time. Okay, let's actually draw a line over here because there was some interesting resistance points, okay, on it. All right, and if you see that line there is directly touching the wicks of the candle, so if we extend it out, okay, we can see that it hit this point several times, bounced off it one final time, went up, and now BTC has started gaining. And I don't know why I didn't just duplicate the tab so we can have BTC. Actually, let's do them side by side. Okay, we'll do a side by side with Litecoin on the 15-minute, and we can come here and BTC USDT. Okay, so that you guys can have a direct look at what has been happening. We'll zoom in as well. Switch off auto on this guy. And there we go. Okay, so essentially there has been a lot of action on BTC recently, and that has caused a lot of the alts. This should be more like that. This has caused a lot of the alts to kind of react in a very strange way. But I noticed a pattern today in that a lot of the altcoins have started to gain when BTC is dropping. And previously, a lot of coins were just hovering about the same amount when BTC is gaining, but when BTC drops, they drop. Okay, and we're going to have a look at an example of one of those a little bit later on. I just want to see Mr. Until 1 mil, if you are ready, sir, if you just want to send me a DM or something so that I know that you're ready. Your mic is currently muted though. Right. Haha, he sent me a message saying I'm not. Don't worry, take your time, okay? So essentially then guys, Litecoin still hasn't reached above the buy point where a lot of people bought yesterday. Okay, it was actually also the point where a lot of people sold. Okay, we got close a few times. We reached up here to 230, almost 231. However, it came back down again and continued. What is the reason behind Litecoin not actually gaining and matching up with the predictions? I'm not completely aware yet. I don't know. I will have to check up on that. But I was stuck mid-swing in LTC from yesterday until today, as well as another coin, Walton coin, which we actually hold in our account over here. And so essentially I was kind of stuck for about 30 something hours unable to trade because I was stuck in these coins. If you guys just give me a second, I just need to drink before I get dry mouth. 1 second. This is the kind of stuff that's usually a bit easier when there's a bigger team. I can then ask someone a question and secretly mute my mic and cough and sneeze or whatever it is. Right, guys. So I want to know now, how many of you guys who are watching right now are in LTC and you are in LTC when it dipped and therefore you got stuck? Okay. So if you guys are willing to share with me what happened and what you did afterwards, okay, and maybe if you managed to sell potentially at a profit at all, or if not, okay. Vincent Zollnet is saying, I'm in LTC and WTC, okay. I'm going to open up Walton. We'll open up Walton on a new tab just to have a closer look at it. No symbols. Ah, it's not, it's BTC, isn't it? There we go. Okay, so you guys can have a look right now. This here is Walton coin, okay? And if we come back to that period yesterday, which was about 5 p.m. on the 16th, my local time, and we come here, 5 p.m. on the 16th, my local time. Okay, this is just an approximate time. As you guys can see, Walton has been on a massive downtrend, and there has been a lot of moments of hope, guys. Okay, there's been a lot of moments of hope. Okay, but essentially nothing yet has come through to save Walton. Now let's overlay BTC, and we will go to Binance. And as you guys can see, there came a point, okay, they were following each other quite well, okay, and as they came up here, and as soon as they dropped down here at this point here, and I'm going to put a vertical line just to make it a little bit clearer for you guys, okay, around this point here, and we can make it nice and thick, okay, around that point it changed. They are no longer following each other, and instead they are opposing each other, okay. And as you guys can see, the angle of divergence between them, I'm going to see if I can maybe make this a little bit better for you guys. Let's see if we switch off auto. Okay, so as you guys can see right now, from this point onwards, okay, Bitcoin started to go up, and every time it reached a new peak, okay, for example this bit here where it reached this point, Walton dipped quite hard, okay, and then as Bitcoin came back down, Walton went up, and it literally is almost a mirror image of what has been happening, okay, not quite perfect mirror image, but it's a very, very good mirror image. And what I mean, this is only my own interpretation, and I'm sure Until One Mil can potentially share his as well as Jeff if he wishes to. Generally in a bullish market, okay, if BTC starts to gain quite fast and rapidly, the alts will drop, okay. But what's even more important is that if BTC drops, the alts should gain, okay. This is generally what I am used to in a bullish market, in any bullish market, anywhere, in anything, okay, is that if your primary trading pair or asset is gaining, the others go down, and vice versa, okay. And this to me is a very good sign that some coins have started to flip back over into being into what I essentially, this is my own interpretation, into what I call bullish behavior, okay. We can have a look, for example, at another coin. Let's have a look. Yeah, let's duplicate this again.
Check Nano.
Yeah, we can check Nano. Although Nano is currently, I believe Nano has just done the same thing again. Okay. So as you can see here, this is Nano. Okay. And for a while, you guys can see now as we split this apart, for a while they were following. Okay, there's this massive gap here. This gap is when Binance went down, for those of you who don't remember. And then it came to a certain point, and we put in a vertical line, now approximately here, may even potentially be a little bit later on, where they both decided to go separate ways. As BTC is gaining, Nano is going down. I want to choose a coin that hasn't done that. Let's have a look at, I'm going to choose TRX with BTC on Binance. And now, guys, of course, Until One Mil can come on and tell me, Techie, everything you're saying is rubbish, and I will say to him, sir, you are correct, because until 1 mil is essentially like a TA god in crypto. So essentially right now you guys can see here, let's draw a line, please. Okay, we had a period where they started to oppose, okay, and then we had a period again where they started to follow. Okay, so as BTC is going up, this here is going up, and if we draw a trend line underneath them from the bottom up to here, you can kind of see that this trend line will essentially match either that trend line or that there. So they're both heading in the same direction. Okay, what does this all mean? How is it all done? I'm hoping maybe that until 1 mil may be able to answer some of the questions a little bit later on, but in my opinion, and you guys are more than welcome to check it out for yourselves, and you will start to notice things like this yourselves. There have been too many cases where a coin just goes sideways. I'm trying to remember now, who was I looking at earlier who just looked like they were dead? I can't even remember now. I've looked at so many charts today. Someone's saying XVG. You guys want to see XVG? This is going to be very, very funny, XVG. Oh god, XVG, what are you doing? Let's just switch off BTC for a second. Let's all admire this ridiculous coin. It's not actually that much of a climb, it's just quite amplified because of the way the chart is, but as you guys can see, it was kind of flatlined for a long time. Okay, it is just flat as a bloody pancake. You couldn't even get it thinner if you tried to roll a steam over it, a steam roller over it. It did gain a little bit, okay, but I don't believe this has now entered into the bullish phase yet. Of course, during even the bullish phase of the market, coins will generally oppose BTC. Some will occasionally follow BTC, and as always, in the case of our friend Ripple, sorry about that, Ripple BTC. And of course, in the case of our friend Ripple, a lot of coins just like to do their own thing. So if we switch back on Bitcoin right now, Ripple just has random spikes and random movements sometimes that are not generally explainable. For example, you have this big spike here, okay? A lot of people like, yeah, hit a resistance level, something like that. No, but these spikes just continuously happen throughout Ripple. I believe Ripple is one of the very few coins that actually doesn't care at all what Bitcoin is doing, and it just kind of goes and does its own thing. And if we switch over to a longer period of time, 1 hour, let's go over to 1 day candles, in fact. Click on auto just to get it all a bit clean and switch off BTC. You guys can see that Ripple kind of does a lot of its own thing. Sometimes it opposes, sometimes it follows, and sometimes it does its own thing. Someone's suggesting GVT. I don't know what GVT is, and so I'm not going to show a coin that I do not know. Essentially, I don't know it, being completely frank with you guys, and I don't feel confident showing the chart of a coin that I do not know because I know nothing about it, and it could be a pump and dump coin, could be an amazing coin, could be anything, and so that's why I am not going to show it. Sorry, Joe. Someone's saying the point at which Nano and BTC part ways was when the BitGrail incident went public. There's a lot of factors that can actually affect that. I believe that Nano did start to drop a lot, and it dropped very rapidly because I was actually in Nano when it dropped and I was not aware, and it dropped and I was like, uh-oh, this is not good. And it carried on dropping from that point, and I believe that after that drop it may have essentially entered into the opposing BTC phase. Now again, I'm not a TA guy, and if Until 1 Mil wants to come on and tell me, techie, you're stupid, what the hell are you talking about, he's more than welcome to do that, and I welcome his criticism, because he is much more knowledgeable than I am, and this is just simply my observation. So we're getting a little bit maybe off here. I'm going to go right now into Walton. So a lot of people are still in Walton, okay? And yesterday we talked about MACD, and I introduced MACD to you guys, and we also introduced RSI. At what point, okay, should Walton start to take off? That is a question, unfortunately, that I do not know the precise answer to. Full stop. Walton should be taking off very, very soon. And when it does, it should start to really rapidly climb to its previous levels. Okay. I do believe that the movements of BTC are affecting the price of a lot of coins, particularly the fact that right now we are hugging 11,000 and it's a little bit scary for a lot of people. Okay. Some people don't believe that this 11,000 is going to hold and that we're just going to fall through it all the way down to the ground. And I was checking out some TA earlier on TradingView, and I was finding some very, very beautiful opinions. You know, everything is just going to go crazy, guys. You know, once we reach 11K, if we don't break through it and break really hard, everything is going to come crashing down. And I saw the opposite opinions. People saying, even once we reach 11K, we are saved. The crypto gods, Nakamoto himself, has saved us. So I'm going to be very curious, because I like to follow Until One Mil's TA on things like this. And so I would love to hear what he has to say once he has a chance. I'm just double checking here. I thought I had a message there. Guys on YouTube, if you want to send me a question, please put a capital letter Q so I know it's coming to me, and then I can read it out on air. If you are on the Discord server, please tag me with the @ symbol and then Mr. Techie. And then again, I know you're actually asking me a question. I know we don't have many viewers, guys. It's a Saturday night. What do you expect? Most people are currently out getting a little bit tipsy-turvy, or a little bit drunk, or whatever. I don't know what people do on a Saturday night. I sit here trading. Right. For now, okay, we've had a look at what LTC has done. LTC should start to gain more, okay? But there's one very interesting pair that I know Until One Mil would like for me to talk about, even though he hasn't said it, but I know that he likes it, and it's one of my personal favorite coins. And it's the one that I have alerts for. I built a little desktop kind of ticker using an Arduino and some LCD display to always show me the price of it. And that coin, ladies and gentlemen, is Ethereum. Okay, and Ethereum essentially right now, as you can see, Ethereum's overlaid with Bitcoin. And for a while, if we go up to the, let's go up to 4-hour chart, okay? For a while, Ethereum's growth, or Ethereum's movements, were amplified from what BTC had, okay? So if BTC went up 2%, Ethereum would go up 3%. These are approximate figures, it's not direct calculations, okay? But if BTC went down by 2%, Ethereum would go down by 2%. And so this amplification, essentially, of the movements of Ethereum made some absolutely spectacular buying opportunities, okay? And let me just see right now, I need to remember which line we're looking at. There we go. So this bottom line here is the actual, okay. That is interesting, Until One Mil. It shouldn't say, guys, if you just bear with me for 1 second. Okay, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about that, just getting things set up for when Until One Mil comes to share his screen so he can talk about his strategy. So again, we're looking at the bottom line here. Okay, and essentially what's become very, very interesting right now is that at this point in time, okay, if we unclick auto and we move this up, so this here is Ethereum, and below here is Bitcoin, okay? And currently, Bitcoin, with its movements, okay, it has been going like this, okay? And Ethereum, ladies and gentlemen, has been going at a similar angle. Slightly different point, okay? You could draw the point, oh sorry, that's Bitcoin on the bottom, Ethereum on the top. Slightly different points, okay? Bitcoin has been gaining at a slightly faster pace and it's increasing its pace at which it's gaining, whereas Ethereum is not. Now, currently, the price difference between them is, we could actually just open this up very quickly here so that I don't get it wrong and I don't have to get out a calculator and do some calculations and mess things up. There we go. So we come to BTC and we just type in Ethereum. So one Ethereum is currently 0.087 BTC. Okay, now this is an amazing price. I'm not saying don't buy yet. Don't buy unless you know what you're doing and unless you've looked into the project. Okay. Ethereum is going to be a very high growing coin this year, and we are going to start to talk about it a little bit more because we are going to start to look into a lot of projects which are based on the Ethereum network. Okay. But there is a lot of potential for this year Ethereum to reach a price of 0.15. Not even this year, very, very soon. Okay. I don't know when exactly. Okay. And I know Until One Mil has done some TA on Ethereum and he feels very, very, very strongly about it. But Ethereum essentially is going to be one of the coins that shows this year how strong it is. It's going to be flexing its muscles. It's going to be seeing some beautiful gains. And even if we have a look, guys, at Ethereum, let's switch off Bitcoin for a while. And let's look at Ethereum let's look at it on the daily chart. Okay. You guys can see that all the way down here in September, Ethereum was $300. All the way through till November, almost the middle of November, Ethereum was $300 and something. And then Ethereum really started to take off as it was used more and more, and as more and more projects came out that were using Ethereum. And it had an absolutely beautiful growth spurt. Okay, absolutely beautiful, until it reached its all-time high. Okay, at 1450, I believe it was, or 1440. Yep, there we go, right at the top there, 1440. Okay. During the big dip, some people were able to pick up Ethereum for $560, $570. Ridiculously low price. Okay, but it is going to continue this major growth this year because of the amount of projects that are using it, as well as developments within the Ethereum platform itself and the release of something called Casper, which I believe you guys have heard us talk about before. And we're going to be talking about Ethereum next week or in a few days when we start to look at how we review coins, because it's going to be an absolutely big and great one to talk about. It's going to be a major thing to talk about this year. Okay, there's a lot of random talk on the YouTube chat and no questions on the Discord server unless I am missing something. Okay, ooh, right. Guys, I'm going to introduce now a new coin. Okay. Oh, here we go. Here's a question. Did you ever find out about the Ledger wallet discounts as a challenge group? Shh, it's a secret. Nobody knows yet. I cannot disclose any information. But we will at some point, guys. We are going to be talking a bit about wallets and hardware wallets. Where's the wallet? There's Wallet Week. Around week 5, we are going to be talking about Wallet Week. And at that point, we may potentially reach out to essentially see if we can arrange something with Ledger in order to be able to offer a discount or something for the whole group in order for them to purchase Ledgers. But so far, nothing has been done, nothing has been made, nothing has been agreed. So just hold off for now. If you want to get a Ledger now, get a Ledger now. Don't hold out, don't wait. Security is of the utmost importance. Someone saying, did some key figure in Ethereum quit the other day? I did read something about that. However, it was not a quit because of the project. It was a quit because of legal issues between them and where they are working. As far as I have understood, it is not related to the project in any way. It just happens that they are working there, and due to some legal issues, they cannot continue to work there. And that's it. Simple as. Happens all the time. People sign non-disclosure agreements, and quite often there's a little bit of a crazy clause in there, or you know, they leave one company and there is a non-compete agreement in there, and then 3 or 4 years down the line the company comes back and says, you can't work for those guys, they're technically competing with us because of whatever it is. And it can ruin a lot of people. I know 2 people that's happened to personally, where the non-complete clauses or the non-complete contracts have kind of blown up in their face. So we got a little bit of trollish on the YouTube chat. Welcome, trolls. So we're going to introduce a new coin, okay, and that coin, ladies and gentlemen, is Wahby. Okay, now some people may be, what is Wahby? Okay, Wahby is a very simple coin. We're going to open it up on here, and we're going to look at the Wahby BTC pairing. Okay, so it's actually in a beautiful dip right now. What is BTC doing? BTC is level at exactly 11,001 cent. Okay, that's interesting. Directly holding 11,001 cent. Let's go and have a look at the order book for BTC just while it is there. You might as well come to favorites. Now, I just want to have a look at the order book, guys. If it's holding down to 1 cent, it means then that there must be something going on. And there aren't really any particularly big walls. So, why were you holding 1 cent? Unless it was just a support wall that was eaten. Okay, so let's get back to Wahby. Wahby is a very, very interesting coin. It is not your typical kind of coin that I don't know, has some crazy tech behind it and this and that and it's amazing, etc. But it is essentially, I would say it's a life-changing coin, and I'm confident in saying that. Why is it a life-changing coin? It's not life-changing for you and I, okay? And it's not going to go out and revolutionize the way humans live. But it will change the life of a lot of people in particular markets. Because Wahby coin and the company behind Wahby, they produce security devices to verify products. And you're probably thinking, what do you mean security device to verify products? I'm going to tell you of a major issue that's rampant in Asia and the Middle East and Africa. Okay? Baby milk. You know that powdered baby milk that you find in the supermarket on the shelves? There's a lot of fake or cut, as in it's mixed with other stuff, baby milk on the market. Okay? And every single year, thousands upon thousands upon thousands of babies fall extremely ill and many die due to this fake baby formula that is sold in these markets. Now, Wahby doesn't just aim at baby formula. They aim at a lot of things. And we can actually open up their website. I don't know why I'm talking without opening up their website. Might be good to do that. I want to find the website of the actual company, because Wahby is just the coin, but the company is called Wahby or something like that, I believe. Okay, I can't find the parent name. So Wahby produces these. Let's see if we can find a picture of them somehow. Nope, no pictures on their website. There are pictures probably hidden in somewhere. Wahby produces these security devices, okay? And these devices can be applied to various products, okay? And Okay, not quite what I thought would come up if I put in Wahby milk. And essentially, these products can, and I prepared an article for you guys, these products act as security devices, okay, that allow you to attach them to certain products, and they become NFC security tags, okay. What is an NFC security tag? An NFC security tag is a little chip with a built-in antenna that requires no battery, and it contains some data, okay. And essentially they apply these these security tags to these products, okay. And then users using a smartphone can scan the code using a special app, okay, and then the system will go and verify the product's authenticity, okay, and then it will come back and tell the user either yes or no, this is genuine, or it's not genuine, or there is some issue, or, you know, be careful, or whatever it is. There's a few systems out there that maybe have a similar idea. I know someone's throwing out VeChain, it's similar, okay. Now someone's asking, is there any way to duplicate those RFIDs? No, there isn't, because each one is uniquely coded, okay, and they have a rolling token system built in, okay. What is a rolling token system? A rolling token system is the same system that a lot of banks have, or if you guys are using 2FA, it's essentially similar to the 2FA. It's a rolling token that changes constantly all of the time, okay. And so if you try to duplicate it, it's going to go out of sync and it will never be able to sync up, okay. So that's how they keep them secure. That's why you can't clone the chips. But even further than that, you can't remove the chip from one product and put it onto another one, because of the way that they've created the chip and its attachment system is that any kind of small force or any attempt to remove it, even if you're just opening up the product, as soon as you open up the product, it breaks the antenna. You guys can see here. Let me see if I can zoom in. Just make it a little bit, ooh. There we go, that should be better. So there is the tag, and there's a beautiful little antenna strip that goes all the way across. Any tiny break, okay, or bend in this antenna will render the whole system unusable, okay. So it's designed as an anti-counterfeit system that uses the blockchain technology, okay, and that's why I said it will change lives, because it does. If you are able to verify these fake products, okay, and see whether it's a genuine one or not, you can essentially save a potential child's life. Now, a lot of people are going to be saying to me, Techie, how do you use the coin? Okay, well, the first thing is that Wahby, that's the name of the company, okay, Wahby has been in business since February 2014. Okay, and it's only in December 2017 that they actually made the ICO. This system is already in use, okay, in several stores, and they aim to have it in use in 1,000 stores by the end of the year. And big stores. We're not talking about little tiny little stores, okay? And the way that it's actually, the way that the coin is used is that they realize that there may potentially be an issue with people getting used to going to a store, seeing a product there and going, I scanned it 2 weeks ago. They probably just get all the same stuff from the same supplier. It must all be genuine. And they never scan it again. Okay. And then this here becomes compliance within the mind of purchasing the product and having the trust of the product right there. And that in itself causes a major issue, in that at any point during the supply chain, after users have become comfortable with purchasing that product at a specific retailer, something could happen in the supply chain, i.e. the supply of the product, and they could be switched out for fakes, okay, non-genuine items, and people wouldn't scan it. So their solution was to come up with a reward system. And the reward system is both for the clients, or the people purchasing the items, as well as for the distributors. And essentially, every time you scan one of these chips, you get a tiny reward in Wahby. Okay, so Wahby is essentially the reward system for Wahby's anti-counterfeit labels. Okay, So every time a user scans it, they get a tiny reward. If some people then say, oh yeah, but then you can just sit there in the supermarket scanning everything a million times, they have anti-scanning spamming systems in place. Obviously, if one system is just scanning something 1,000 times, they know that's spam. If it's just scanning 1,000 of the same item but different, you go into the shelf and you just scan each item on the shelf, again, they know it's different. For distributors and for the shops, they have a separate system which allows them to scan with a different level of degree. When the user actually scans, I want to try and find this, and this is a very nice video, guys. I suggest then that you go and you check it out. When the person scans the item, they get full. Might have been a little bit quick. Let's slow it down. There we go, and we can bring it all the way back to here. Once they have scanned the item, it brings up all of the information about the item, including where it came from, who the supplier was, where it's been, okay? Pictures of the actual item, all right, for verification as well. This type of technology can be applied to 1,000 things. Doesn't just have to be baby milk, okay? There was an epidemic a few years ago of fake rice, yes, rice, made out of plastic, that was spread all across the world. And a lot of people got very sick from it. Okay, and this type of technology can very easily be integrated and used in order to counteract all of these negative things that keep on happening. That, ladies and gentlemen, is Wahby. Now, let's have a look at how Wahby has been doing, and I'm still waiting for Until 1 Mil to potentially tell me that he is possibly ready. So, here is Wahby. And I don't know why I drew these two lines on there a while ago. Just delete them for now. Okay, let's go up. Yep, we're on the 1 hour chart right now. Oh, don't know what happened there. That's from when it got listed on Binance. If we just scroll in a little bit there. Okay, and let's compare it now to BTC, USDT, and I was holding Wahby before the dip. Okay, and as you guys can see here, for quite a while it was just kind of tracing and following BTC's movements, okay, until it came down to the major dip down here where we hit 6,000 BTC. Okay, and then it kind of just started to go a little bit sideways. It didn't drop that much during BTC's major rise. It is very cheap. It is currently very, very cheap for what it was. If we just come back again, let me switch off auto mode and let's switch off BTC. Okay, and we can have a look at the all-time high up here. We have 40612. Okay, so 40,000 satoshis it was at. Currently it's less than half price at 18,000 satoshis. Okay, and this is the kind of technology that I like to invest in them, not just as a coin to make money off. Okay, I like to invest in them as this is a good project, this is a good product. Okay, and recently some TA has been coming out about Wahby. Okay, that due to its very low price, we could potentially see some major gains in Wahby in the near future. And due to that, it is on our list of coins to buy. Yes, as Jeff says in the YouTube chat, it's a noble product. Okay, and it has a lot of good press about it. Okay, it has a very good usage case. It has a very good purpose. Okay, and essentially what we're going to do is we're going to monitor BTC, and once Until 1 Mil is ready to share his TA for the day, we will have a look at when to buy BTC and then again when to buy Wahby. Okay, so Mr. Until 1 Mil, how's it coming along on your side? While he answers me in a secret message. If you guys have a question on the Discord server, please be sure to tag me in it. And if you are on the YouTube chat, please put a capital letter Q. Feel free to ask me anything. If I'm able to answer it, I shall answer it for you. However, there is a limit to what I know. I don't know everything. So if I'm unable to answer, don't take it personally, please. We are on day 16 of the challenge, is that correct? Yes, we are on day 16. We have completed day 16. So we have technically, yeah, we are now entering day 17 of the challenge. And that is why now, after BTC has recovered, we are just waiting for confirmation that everything is okay and we're not expecting some crazy big, let's switch off the view. Oops, wrong chart. Ethereum. That's what happens when you have too many charts open. Now we go into Binance. Okay. Essentially, as you guys can see, right from the bottom here, we have been on a very strong gain. There were several points where there was potential for things to, well, for shit to hit the fan, pardon my French. Lots of points where that was possible. We are now currently all the way up here. We may end up diverging a lot further away from the trend line, the overall trend line. And so we just need to see when is a safe point to get back in, rather than us buying back in up here, okay, only for then the next day BTC to decide, I'm going to come down to here now, okay, because I know that will suck for a lot of people, that we wake up in the morning and the account is down in red again, and we're going to be like, uh-oh. Someone's saying, will we go from USDT to Ethereum instead of BTC? No, for the challenge, we will be trading in BTC pairs, okay. We may pick up a little bit of Ethereum, okay, and utilize it just as a kind of mid to long hold, all right, but I gotta still check on the TA and see when would be the best time to do that, rather than just jump into Ethereum for the sake of jumping into Ethereum. Someone's saying, is Neo a good buy? Neo is a great project. If you're looking for a long hold, definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, Neo is a great project, and it will have beautiful growth this year, similar to what Ethereum had last year, in my personal opinion. And you are more than welcome to go and check out some TA and ask around on the Discord server. If you guys haven't joined the Discord server, be sure to join it. Amazing community, lots of amazing topic and chats and stuff going on there. Lots of very knowledgeable people. It's where Until One Mil likes to hang out occasionally. The link to the Discord server is in the video description. You need to go to the website, and on there you will find the link to the Discord server. Oh. Is Wahby short or mid-term hold? We will be using it as a short hold, but at the same time we're going to be introducing our trading strategy that we're going to be continuing on throughout the series. Okay, so we're going to introduce it initially as a short hold, but there will be an element of long hold along with it. Well, mid-term hold, not quite long. I got a question here from KRS saying, on TradingView, do you need a full account to get side-by-side charts? It's an interesting question. I am not too certain. I didn't actually check that out before. Maybe potentially, I'm not sure. Maybe someone else can comment if they have this magical button here. I really enjoy using it, the side-by-side chart, where I can have 2 different times or 2 different coins or 2 different whatever it is. Someone's saying yes you do need, or yes you do not need. But if it is a pro only feature, then I think it's definitely worth it for myself personally. Okay, yep, people are coming in saying yes, you need pro. Okay, so I do apologize for that, guys. Once you have started to make some money on the challenge, then I would definitely suggest going and moving up to pro for TradingView. It's a small cost compared to what you are essentially going to make. Okay, and you get 30 days free. I moved this account over to the free trial. I don't know why I didn't do it before. And my own personal account has been pro for a while, but because I do a lot of other stuff on there, I don't want to kind of share it along in too many different ways. Jeff, are you here, sir?
Yeah, mate.
How are you doing?
Yeah, great. Still stuck in WTC, but I made some nice trades with ICX this morning, and I'm in Nano at the moment.
Okay, how is Nano looking?
Well, Nano was looking good. I spotted a great entry for Nano, but BTC fucked it up for us.
Okay, because I'm just going to open up the chart here. And let's switch off BTC. Alright, do you maybe want to explain what you saw, and I'll point at it on the screen?
Yeah, at one point I saw on the RSI that it was oversold, and MACD was not really wide on 15 minutes. And as I'm learning TA with you as well, I spotted that, and I told you, and you took a look at it as well. So, and then we asked some TA from one of our TA guys, and they say it might go up if BTC doesn't fuck up the party.
Yep, so what actually happened, guys, as you can see here, is directly at this point, okay, where the RSI crossed over, okay, into being completely oversold. Not completely 100% oversold, but quite deeply oversold, okay. And at the same time, MACD was kind of looking a little bit interesting, okay, and there was major potential for let me make sure I've got the right color here, for Nano to essentially take off in some direction up. Now there was a resistance level, I believe at I can't even remember what it was now, 89 or 80. I deleted everything on my chart before I came on, which was a little bit
8,900, I think. Yeah.
So around there was a resistance level, plus as well there was a downtrend line from I think we went from up here. Nope, it wasn't that far back. How was it that far back? Yeah, I think it was potentially this far back. I can't even remember where we drew it earlier. And this, ooh, that is not a good one there. Go to that candle, please. All right. And there was essentially another trend line coming down here. Let me zoom in, it doesn't like it when I'm too zoomed out. And there we go. Okay, so there was another kind of trend line. I'll just put it there for now. There was another trend line there, okay, which essentially extended beyond that point there. And everything looked like it was primed to go up. Okay. A lot of indicators were showing, yep, this is looking very good and very tasty. Okay. Until the following happened. And I'm going to overlay it on here just so you guys can see. When it came to this point here, Nano started gaining. Okay, and then let's see if I can just, I don't like this view sometimes. Okay, Nano started gaining on this green candle here, but then the next green candle, Bitcoin took off. And as when Bitcoin takes off, other things bleed. And this kind of really tried to fight very hard. Let's go back to auto view and see how it looks. Okay, we can switch off BTC. It really tried to fight quite hard. These candles didn't just appear like that. They really came down, went back up, came down, went back up, came down, went back up. Okay, and it was really fighting very hard in order for it to maintain the momentum that it had. And as you guys can see here on the volume as well, if we can switch off auto and we move that up a bit, as you guys can see here on the volume as well, there was a lot of volume coming in for it. There was a lot of previous volume as well, but the volume didn't get high enough for it to break through the action of Bitcoin, i.e. Bitcoin really climbing quite fast, and so it didn't make it. Despite the best indicators, despite everything being primed and ready, it did not make it up. Okay, and every other coin that was at the point of it potentially jumping up quite high got really hit when Bitcoin made this nice big green candle here. When Bitcoin made that green candle, a lot of coins bled. Okay, and as you can see now, Bitcoin is still hugging around the 11,000 mark. I haven't looked at the order book for a while. I don't really see any major kind of walls, and we can even look at the depth chart. And now it's not really going to load the depth chart for me. Come on. The next major wall on Bitcoin is at 11.1, and then when you go a bit further up, kind of 11.150. I don't know where Until 1 Mil has gone. I was hoping that he may be able to just give us a quick opinion on what he believes will happen with BTC. However, that doesn't really seem like it may happen. We don't have too much longer left right now on the stream. Ah, he says he's here. And are you here? Is your mic working? Let's see if his mic is working. He can hear me, but we can't.
And can you hear me?
And now we can hear you. There we go. You have to be worried, man.
No, I was just checking the stream, just listening.
I was a bit worried that...
I would like to add something on Nano.
On Nano. Let's see.
Yeah.
There's Nano.
Well, first of all, let me just thank you for paying me 10 Bitcoin to be here.
You're welcome. You get the 25 Bitcoin bonus after the stream, as agreed.
But look, about Nano, there wasn't any TA that would predict that BitGrail was gonna close because 10 guys now control 10% of the supply of Nano. Because that's what's happening. A few days ago, there was one account with 2 million Nano selling 40K at a time. So Nano will take a while to recover.
Yep. For those of you who don't know, there was another exchange, and they had a major security flaw in there. I mean, they call it a major issue, and a lot of people managed to get away with a lot of Nano, and that really hit the price. I think it was this point here. If we just switch off BTC, at this point here, you guys can see how literally in the space of half an hour, Nano dropped. Okay. Dropped very hard, and then it kind of bounced around, and then it dropped yet again, and that has hurt Nano significantly. And just when it started to gain again, then the people who stole the Nano have started to spam the market and kind of just I mean, it's a lot of Nano to get rid of, but I believe that they have just been trying to kind of sell it off and just take whatever money they can get, and it has been hurting Nano a bit.
The thing is, you can see that even after the listing on Binance, the coin came down. They're just taking advantage of the volume on Binance to sell it, and they're going to keep doing it. Okay, you guys have to understand something about Nano. Nano is just a coin that can be used for transactions. It can be used for anything else. So the only thing driving Nano up from now on is adoption. No adoption, the coin won't go up. And I have Nano, okay? I have Nano.
I remember you talking about Nano quite a bit.
Yeah, I think it was a mod on CoinVX that talked about Nano. It was XRB at the time first. And then I bought it. And then I made like a shield sheet just to so more people could buy it and see the potential of the coin. And this was at $6 or something. So the coin went to 34, if I recall, and came down again. Now it's just getting dumped. What happened on BitGrail was using, I think it was JavaScript, by editing some things on the code, people could withdraw more than what they had. And they did this until the admin find out. So when the admin found out, which was probably in December, he tried to make the losses back with fees and withdrawal fees,
to hide it
stuff
quite a
like
bit,
that.
isn't it?
Yeah, completely. But in January, with the crash and everything, he probably just saw that he couldn't keep this going. So. And now here's the coin. I mean, no one is going to get the money back. I had some Nano on BitGrail, and most of it on the Ray wallet, so I lost some Nano too. But some people lost a lot of money, a lot.
Yep. There's what is it? $117 million worth of Nano, was it?
Yeah.
Yep. And
just 10% of the supply.
It's a crazy amount, guys, and unfortunately, it's a good project, and it had a lot of great prospects for it. And this news has essentially, it's really hurt the coin. It's really hurt the project. Earlier on when we were looking at it, we were simply looking at it for a swing opportunity, okay? Because of the movements that it has been making, and there was a possibility for it to be a good swing.
Look,
Otherwise, you know, if none of this has happened, guys, we would have potentially bought it when we first started the challenge. Okay, and in a way, I'm glad that we didn't, because we would have lost a lot of money if we had bought this at the beginning of the challenge. Yeah, and
look,
I know
the coin
until
is
1
still
mil
going to
exit,
recover. Okay, it's still going to recover. The thing is, it's going to take a while to recover. For you guys that have been trading for more than 2 or 3 months, I mean, when we got to December, every coin was just getting to a previous stop, right? It was just getting to a previous resistance that it had 3, 4, 5 months ago. So, and the same is going to happen this year, and Nano will be one of those coins. It's just going to get bought at some point and just go up. But these guys need to dump it a lot more. They have a lot of it. So,
yeah. So, I mean, it is a coin to look out for this year. A lot of people have it on their top 10 list, I believe, of coins for growth this year. So it will have some pretty good growth, but it's going to have this period, guys, where its price is essentially manipulated because there's somebody dumping a hell of a lot of Nano into the market, trying to sell it and just get rid of it and take essentially free money since it's stolen Nano. And once that is done, then we should start to resume a perfect kind of recovery of Nano. Until, did you manage to share your screen?
I can't. It doesn't work. I don't understand why. It just gives me a message saying you can't share your screen. Yeah, but look, I can just go on Walton chain and we'll do it on Walton chain. You guys were talking about Walton chain, so
okay. Let's open.
Yeah, Ben K, I agree. I agree that it's going to rise. I'm just saying that going to $30 again soon, I don't see it happen. But yeah, it should rise again and then just consolidate at 15 to 20.
Okay. Until, would you prefer maybe to share the screen then over Discord, if you wish, and I can show it on here? I would just prefer then if you can actually talk about the exact points and the exact stuff. If you
want to do that. Just go open Walton chain.
Okay, Walton is open.
Okay, go on the 1 day.
We'll go on the 1 day. 1 day. Here we go.
The D4G day, GD, if all transactions in the blockchain, how can they not find who took it? I mean, they know the wallets, they just can't do anything about it, right? They know which wallets have that now, but they can't do anything about it.
Yeah, essentially, guys, because the way that the blockchain operates, you can't actually track who owns which wallet. And if they wanted to, they could just send the funds from that wallet. So say, for example, all exchanges blocked that wallet from being able to deposit. They could send it through about 10 other wallets, you know, make a kind of long chain of transactions, and then just kind of send it through each time a new wallet that's being created into the exchanges. So, sorry, I'm on the 1 hour, not 1 day. Thank you very much, Julian, for saying that. I thought it was a bit odd.
Just open the 1 day.
1 day is open. Yeah, so the way that blockchain technology works is that, and this is one of the downsides of blockchain technology, but the thing is that I have heard rumors in the interwebs of a group of people who are putting together a good system that will accurately be able to track these types of phishing and scam accounts and stolen accounts, and they will be able to trace all of the transactions that the account makes and provide almost a blacklist potentially of addresses for the purpose of, you know, spam and phishing protection. But at the moment it's still quite undercover. There's nothing major about it yet, and until they kind of get agreement with some of the exchanges, then I think that may may take a little while. But that would be something I really hope to see in 2018, because there's a lot right now. There's a lot of phishing accounts and phishing hacks and things like that, and if we can create a whitelist blacklist system for crypto and the blockchain tech, then that would actually be very, very good for our own protection. But moving on. All right, so we are on Walton chain, and we have open the 1 day chart. Mr. Until.
Okay, click 2 times there just to open the full chart. We don't need to see RSI in the MACD now.
Okay,
just click 2 times.
We have it open. There's
Exactly.
I think about 10-second delay between the stream and the
Now grab a few retracement.
Actually, if you can hold on 1 sec until what I may be able to do is, let me see right now. You are not on here. Oh, you are on here. Okay. I'm gonna do this.
Let me try again and share screen. Maybe it's maybe it will work. I don't know.
And now if I click share, you should be able to see my screen. Because as soon as you start to talk about fib, and I'm like,
Oh yeah, I can. Let me try and share mine. Just see if it will work now. Oh, not live stream. Screen share.
Yep.
And now it's gonna be which screen? 1, 2, 3, 4.
And what I'll do is I'll just turn away in case the wrong screen pops up, so we don't share any of your private information or anything.
No, I have my background is a nude of mine, so. Just,
okay. If anyone wants to see his, I believe, what is it, 15 Bitcoin now? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Or 25 Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, guys. See, this is what I say, guys, when I talk about until 1 mil being a serious trader. When you hear a trader say which screen, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, then you know they're okay. Lots of multiple screens, lots of charts open, lots of different things open, and that's hopefully a level that you guys can end up reaching if you so wish to be there. Okay.
I mean, you can trade on one screen. Just it's easier to just
to
split everything through.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right. Let me switch off my screen sharing. Oh, it almost flipped on my camera. Oh, cheeky. That would have been a little bit scary. There we go. We've got a perfect screen right now, guys. Okay, we have until 1 mil screen. Oh yeah, we can see everything, man.
Okay, I'm gonna go to Walton chain. Right, Walton chain. Right here, I'm gonna take this off. I agreed with Techie that I would do just a quick figure out the buy zone TA. Okay, just a quick one. So,
yep.
I mean, a 12-year-old can follow this. Okay, what I do is I grab a fib retracement. I go on the support, and this is on the 1 day. Okay, I don't count wicks. If it isn't Bitcoin or Ethereum, I don't count wicks. Okay. Because I like to, I mean, on Walton chain, this is a retard buying way above. So it's just going to ruin the TA for me. Let me just put the YouTube chat in here. Okay.
Just a quick note, guys. If you want to ask a question on YouTube to until 1 mil while he's doing this, please put it with a capital letter Q. And if you want to ask on the live stream chat, you can tag him until 1 mil, use the @ symbol and until 1 mil, and hopefully then he can check out your questions and he can answer them. Go ahead, Until.
Okay. So look, about patterns, this for me isn't a wedge. A wedge usually does a V, okay? Just start we'll do something like this, and then break up. So for me, this isn't a wedge. What I see here is something that might be going for a cup. So something like this. The thing with Walton chain, I have Walton chain since $10. Then it went to 4. I just banged my head on the wall a lot of times and bought more. And it went to 40, 44, between 40 and $44. So for you guys that are panicking because you bought a bit high, just stop panicking, please. I mean, this is normal, especially with Bitcoin going up. It's normal that these coins bleed a little. And Walton chain is a great coin to be in after Bitcoin rallies up, okay? But about the buy zone. So I have this, okay? It's really simple, just a fib. And I just have a cup turn here because that's what I think is going to happen. For me, my buy zone will be always here, below this support, here. And this is a support for those listening. Okay, this is a support. My buy zone will be here, and try to take advantage of these weeks right here that keep appearing. Okay, this will be my buy zone, my quick buys on Walton chain. The thing is, I wouldn't buy just now because Bitcoin is rallying, and the more Bitcoin rallies, and it can rally more, can go to at least 11.6. And if it breaks 11.6, we're talking about a whole other trend. Okay, we're talking about something that it's a completely different trend. It breaks this one. If it breaks this and holds, it's just a new game for Bitcoin. But if Bitcoin does that, this will just continue doing this. So what you should do is you should layer your buys on these 2 fibs. Okay, it will never go down much more down than this, since we have a resistance here. Okay, and I think that the previous resistance will turn into a new support. So this should be your buy zone. Okay, from 20 to 24. I would layer my buys and just put like 25% below 21, 25% below 22, 25% below 23, and try to get the most of it. And then let's say you just buy half of what you thought you should have. Then you have 50% of it bought until here, and then you should only buy the next 50% on a breakout. Okay, when you have a breakout, when you have a confirmation of a breakout, that's when you should buy. Okay, so, and I only, of course, I don't, this is very basic, but I don't only look at this. I look at, let's call it the RSI, okay? I don't use that at 14, and I think you guys shouldn't use it at 14 too. You should change that, because crypto is a very volatile market, and the RSI at 14 is mainly used in stocks, and even so, you should change it there if you're in stocks.
What do you recommend for crypto?
I recommend you to try it out, do some trial and error, and
okay. I have heard a lot of people say that it depends on the coin, and it also depends on
yes, it does, and on the time frame that you're evaluating.
Precisely,
but yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to be going through with that very soon with the guys. I was just keen to know what your suggestions were, but yeah. Guys, if you're looking right now on the screen, there are a lot of indicators on here, okay? These are all custom until 1 mil indicators, okay?
Just going to put this up here.
You know someone
because
is serious.
you guys have these two.
Okay. Yeah, we have RSI. We've covered RSI and MACD, and we may be covering Stoch RSI, and possibly some others as well. But we'll just talk about those two there. So that's a modified MACD and a modified RSI. Is that correct?
Yeah, this just the parameters. Okay, it's still a MACD and still an RSI. I mean, the RSI is an oscillator, but you can find some of these scripts not with the same parameters, but you can find them publicly. They're publicly available if you want. I always tweak my indicators. So look, what you want to see on the MACD is below the baseline, the signal line crossing the MACD. That's what you want. Okay, so you want below the white line, you want the red line crossing the yellow line and going up. That's what you want to see for a reversal. That's number one. And here, what you want to see, this is an oscillator, but still the RSI, what you want the RSI to be in is below 10. Okay, I use below 10, but yeah, let's say below 15. Once you have it, that's it. The coin is squeezed. It probably won't go down more. And that's a good buy-in. Okay, it's a buy-in that you have, that you do, and you won't leave at a loss. That's for sure.
Okay, so guys, it's a good thing that we covered MACD yesterday in quite a bit of depth, and we also covered RSI a few days ago, and we gave some examples of how they are used. There's a couple of questions, or there's quite a few questions.
Yeah, I'll
in the
answer
YouTube chat. I'll let you get to them afterwards. Just about the fib, guys, about the Fibonacci, we will be covering that a little bit later on, and we'll show you guys how to draw the Fibonacci. I'm just clarifying my training on it because I don't want to give you guys some false information. So I currently have 4 sources just to ensure that I am correctly applying fib. So before I come to you guys and say anything about it, I want to make sure everything is all good and cool with that.
Okay. About Bison, look, there isn't much more to say. You should pair. Look, I've done TA for years, but I don't only care about TA. I read news about the coins I'm going to invest in, and I look for a possible catalyst for those coins. It will be stupid to go in just based on TA. Okay, so try to merge the two. Try to merge some knowledge in TA with news about the coin, fundamentals about the coin. Because if you let's say you do the TA and you get the wrong entry, at least you know that you have a second chance with the news coming up to get out of the coin. Also use stop losses. I use stop losses on everything. I enter a coin and I have a stop loss. That's it. And then I just move my stop loss up. Let's say I enter Walton chain at 24. I put my stop loss at 22. Of course, I put an alarm before. Sometimes it's just a wick, and I want to cancel my stop loss. And then let's say if Walton chain goes to 28, I'll move my stop loss to 25. Walton chain goes to 30, I'll move my stop loss to 27. And there's no way I get out with losses. Okay. You should do that too. On Binance and on Bittrex, you can put stop losses. There are some exchanges that don't let you put them, but you should always put stop losses.
Yeah, guys, if you remember all the way back, I think on maybe day 2 or day 3, essentially we covered what a stop loss is, okay, and how it works and how it functions. And as we start to get more and more into trading, we will start to put more and more stop losses on things. I generally am not a big fan of them, okay, but in some instances in trading, it is good, and I am going to be speaking with Until 1 Mil and trying to see if he can maybe advise on a good, potentially stop loss strategy for various things, and maybe then we can give you guys some good information on when to apply a stop loss and not just to apply it blindly as a lot of people do. A lot of people will buy a coin at, for example, okay, this is Bitcoin. They will buy it at 11,100 and then they'll put a stop loss at like 11,020, and that's a little bit of a ridiculous stop loss, to be honest. You always need to have a very good indicator of where things may potentially go down, and if they dip below that point, then you have a stop loss that can possibly protect you. Yeah.
One thing that I forgot to say, sometimes I do like a short-term fib, just come here, you know, and just do this. Okay, it's short-term. But look, you'll just end up with a lot of things on screen, and it's impossible not to hit the lines that you have there. Okay, it just becomes impossible not to hit those lines. And what you're going to do as a trader still beginning is, oh, it hit this line, so it should be correct. Okay, so try to use the minimum amount of lines possible, the minimum amount of fibs, the minimum amount of trends. Before the stream, I was looking here, and I had a lot of lines in here, just identifying these trends, and it was just getting messy. So be careful with that. Be careful when TAing to not have much stuff. Okay, this is very simple. It's just a trend on these 2 peaks. Then we have 2 right here also. This will be the return to the mean. If you guys saw those Wall Street comparisons and the .com bubble comparisons. But apparently we didn't even hit that and went up. So I'm expecting 11.6, and then if we keep above that, I'll go in because I have some money in USDT. If we don't, we'll come down and then I'll wait. And there's a question here. If we are in Walton chain, most of our portfolio in BTC breaks 11.6, do you think we should dump Walton chain for a small loss and join BTC? If you see Walton chain dumping, then yes, you should do that. Okay. Okay. Can you hear me, Techie?
I can hear you perfectly.
Okay. Yeah.
I think a few people are just saying that the stream is a little bit choppy, but I think I may just be getting another beautiful attack, as happens every few days. But guys, if it gets really bad, let us know, and then we can pause for a few seconds, and then we can come back again.
Yeah. so as I was saying, if it breaks, yeah, you can sell Walton chain and come back later, and you can get profit on both on both parts. Oh, check this. And if it doesn't break, you just keep going with Walton chain. What you need to I mean, we've seen this in October, which was Bitcoin was starting to rally. It was before a fork, and all the altcoins were bleeding. Then Bitcoin retraced a bit, and the altcoins kept bleeding. Okay, so careful with that. The thing is, Walton chain is always gonna get back up. Okay, even if Bitcoin rallies, all the other alts are gonna get back up. So be careful. Be careful not to sell at the bottom. Okay, if you miss your sell point, that's it. You miss your sell point, you don't sell, and you hold. Okay, only sell if you know for sure that the coin is gonna go down and continue to go down.
And if you guys remember right from the beginning of the challenge, we bought, we can come here actually, we can look at our trades. We bought some Walton and some ICX, and until now, although I didn't quite update this yet, they were essentially at a loss, especially during the 6K dip. But we did not sell them at a loss, and essentially they are the coins right now that are still giving us a daily profit, despite what the market is doing. We have held, and they are slowly recovering. And very soon, if I can actually get Binance to be open, don't know why Binance doesn't want to work now. We can have a quick look on here. So we have Walton, and Walton is currently at 27,193. And if we come back here, we can update this now to 27,193. And we bought Walton twice, so there you guys can see we are currently minus 3% in our first purchase, minus 8% in our second purchase. But we have a lot of confidence that Walton will come back up, just as it did when we bought right at the bottom of the 6K, and it gave us some good profits, and we sold it, okay, a few days ago. The same thing will happen again up here. These coins will regain value, and they will come back up. So don't sell at a loss just for the sake of selling at a loss. Okay, if you're buying the coin to hold it for a short while, just hold it and ride out the wave rather than selling at a loss. And what happens most times, and I'm sure every new trader will say this, I sold my coin and then it went back up. Or I bought a coin and then it went down. Every trader went through this, okay, at least one point in their life when they started trading. You buy a coin at the wrong point and it goes down. And then you sell a coin at one point and then it goes back up. And you're like, holy, what the hell's going on? Why is it doing all of that? Okay, and that's why as well, guys, like learning this from Until 1 Mil, how to work out a good buy point, okay, what to look at, what to understand, what to appreciate, okay, then that is a really valuable lesson to learn as a trader. Until, back to you.
Just some questions here. There's Jonathan asked, why not care about wicks for alts? Look, in Bitcoin you have a lot of volume and a lot of money going in and out, but on most alts you don't. At least by trading standards you don't. Let's say, I mean, let's go on TRX since some of you guys have it. I mean, this here, this is just a panic seller, okay? And I'm not gonna let a panic seller here just messing up my fib. That's why I don't count it. I go on the daily and I count and I count where the most volume was. I don't count wicks for altcoins. That's basically it. Any panic seller or any retard that bought TRX on this day of 2K can mess up my fib. So, and just mess up all the analysis I'll do on this coin from this point on. That's why I don't count wicks on altcoins. And there's another question here on Discord. I'm still 2/3 in USDT. What do you suggest to do right now? Watch if BTC breaks 11.6 and then decide. I have what was 7 Bitcoin in USDT. And it's now 5 something Bitcoin in USDT, and I still haven't gone in. I don't mind losing Bitcoin. I mind losing USD, and I know you guys mind losing Bitcoin, but I don't. I don't like using USD.
For the challenge, we're
Oh yeah, for
focusing
the challenge we
solely
have.
on dollar value. You know,
Yeah,
BTC can go up, it can go down, it can go sideways, it can do whatever it wants. But for us, during the challenge, our focus is dollar value, except for in the trades. In the trades, we actually look at the Satoshi value just to calculate our
yeah,
gains and losses on there.
yeah,
But I agree, I definitely agree with Until 1 Mil that for me, I would rather be safe with my dollar value rather than buy in and then wake up the next day and see that I'm down half. You know, there's not a worse,
yeah.
guys, for those of you who have just started trading, there is no worse feeling than waking up in the morning and with your sleepy eyes and everything and dry mouth, and you look at your phone and it tells you you are down 30-40% on everything. Okay, it's not a nice thing to happen, and I hope none of you guys have to witness that. So yeah, Until, if you want to continue.
Yeah, just gonna say, look, if you guys believe in Bitcoin long term, in actually the coin Bitcoin, okay, not in crypto, in Bitcoin long term, it really doesn't matter if you go in at 11.1, at 11.6, because if you believe in it, it's gonna go up. It's gonna be, if you believe in it, it's because you think that it's gonna be worth more than 20K, which what it was worth in December. And if you believe in that, just enter the coin. Okay, I don't. I believe more in Ethereum. So that's why I have most of my stash in Ethereum, and I've had it and held it for quite a long time. And that's why I just go in and out of Bitcoin all the time. I'm always swing trading Bitcoin. I mean, the last 2 weeks were perfect to swing trade Bitcoin. So for you, Fabio, I'm still 2/3 in USDT. First of all, it depends on what 2/3 of your portfolio means. Okay, if it's 1K, I would say just go in. But if you are gonna buy 10 Bitcoin, I would tell you to just buy on a confirmation. But that's me. I prefer to play safe and enter after I see a support at 11.6, and then make my decision there. Then just going in to get, I don't know, I would get from now to 11.6, I would get around, not 6K, but like 5K if I enter now. So what do you think about BAB? Look, there's a couple things that I like about BAB. One of them is they were they are placed very near from where I worked, and there are a lot of banks there. And no, I'm not saying I like it because um, I like it because they are in the same place that I used to work. I'm just saying that they're well positioned physically to. That's what companies do. They like to be around other companies that they have an interest in. I just don't see how is it not better, but what would I gain from investing in BAB and not investing in something like Revolut, for instance? See the black card, I have this on Revolut. I didn't need to do this on Revolut, if I recall correctly. Oh, I did. I had to send my ID. I have Bitcoin, I have Ethereum on Revolut. So, but if your question is this going to be profitable after ICO? I think it will. Okay.
Yep. So you heard some very key things there, guys, and we're going to cover them. This is currently an ICO, an initial coin
Okay.
offering, for those of you who aren't aware. Initial coin offering is when a new project comes out into the blockchain world, and they have a token that they wish to sell. And they hold an initial coin offering whereby you can't find it on the marketplace. You just have to go and buy it directly from them at a special price. Essentially, you can think of it as you are giving them, imagine you are giving them kind of startup money, okay, for the project. A lot of these projects are already very, very developed, and it's not actually startup money, but some of them do come out as kind of, yep, this is what we still want to do, etc. So you are investing in the project, and once the tokens get released, there's usually a little period of time from when you buy it on here until they get released on an exchange. Then the general hope is that the value of the token increases significantly, and by that time the project has made some movements in a positive direction, and then people start to trade them on the exchanges. That's why a lot of people talk a lot about ICOs. And ICOs are great. I don't generally do a lot of ICOs. I kind of, for me, they're more of a longer term investment than a short term investment. It's not something that you'll see returns in immediately. If you want to maximize your profit from an ICO, you generally hold for, anywhere up to about a year to see some very, very good gains. But yeah, so we will be doing an ICO week. I can't believe, there we go. Week 13, we're going to start to look into buying into ICOs. We are only week 3 so far, so we still have quite a way to go. We still got to cover a lot of how to research a coin, how to research the team behind it, how to score a coin, how to do everything about the market research and the technology, read a white paper, etc. And once we've understood that, then we can start to look into ICOs. This is kind of a bit of a fluid timetable, guys. It's not quite fixed yet. But yeah, that is BAB. It is a ICO which is very very much liked on the CoinVX server, the Discord server that you can join if you go to the website. Link in the video description. You can join their big chat community where you can check everything out. So that there is BAB. Are there any other questions for until 1 mil? I don't see anything else here, guys. Again, if you want to put a question to Until 1 Mil, please make sure you put a capital letter Q if you're on YouTube, or tag him using @Until 1 Mil on the Discord server if you're in the chat room there. All right, guys. So we have seen the screen is gone. That's okay. So we have seen Until 1 Mil sharing his tactic for how to essentially make a safe trade. Okay. Until 1 Mil, thank you very much for coming by. He has to run off, guys, and our stream has actually gone a little bit over time. We're going to be covering the fib soon, guys, so just hold on, don't worry about it. Until 1 Mil, thank you very, very much for coming across, man, and giving us your time. For those of you who are interested, Until 1 Mil is an amazing TA guy. Feel free to join the Discord server and DM him. He is also a trainer, which is why he is able to come in here and explain these things to us in such a manner. Very knowledgeable and very highly respected as well. So sorry if you just came in with a last minute question, but Until 1 Mil, thank you for joining us, and I hope we can have you on again soon.
Yeah, thanks, man.
I do long-term investments, yes. I just saw that question. Do you do long-term investments? Yes, I do. Is the fib chart that was applied a custom one or one that TradingView has? No, the one that TradingView has. It's a fib. There isn't custom fibs. And yes, I do longs. Try to separate 30% on longs. I mean, it depends on your portfolio, but at least 30% on longs. Chinese coins. And now I really have to run.
Okay, take care, Ben.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. All right, guys, so that was Until 1 Mil. I'm really hoping we can get him on again. Very, very great information. He's very knowledgeable. He didn't start off in crypto. He started off in other markets, and he has been a trader for many years and gained a lot of amazing experience. As I said, he's a great teacher as well, and he does some training. And so we will have a look at potentially getting him back on at another time and getting his opinion on a few things, or seeing if he wishes to share a little bit more information. So thank you, Until 1 Mil. Right. We have gone quite a bit over on stream time. We've gone a little bit too far over, guys. For now, we're not yet buying, okay? And Until 1 Mil essentially gave the reason why we're not buying. We are waiting to see when Bitcoin goes over 11.6, and if it manages to hold, that there is a very good sign for us. So we've only got a few $100s left. If we get over there, and if the signal comes out, not the signal, but if the signs come out saying that we are safe, then we will buy back in. But even Until 1 Mil, with all of his experience in trading, is not at 100% confidence yet. I actually asked him earlier on today, what is your confidence level in BTC? And I hope he doesn't mind me sharing, but he said 6 out of 10. Okay, so there is still some potential for us to have a big correction, or a bit of a correction. And that is why we are not going to buy in right now, because frankly, I would rather on the daily make 1% or 2% or 3% or even 0.5%, rather than go down -10%, -15%, -20%. You guys remember when we hit the 6K dip? In one day we went down -13, the next day we went down -20. Okay, we don't want to see that again. All right, so staying in USDT is our best option right now. Okay, but if there are opportunities for some very short-term gains, this is actually not updated. If there are some opportunities for some very short-term gains, then we will do a mini stream, and we will come out and we will announce it on Twitter, on the Discord server. Make sure you're signed up there as well, and we'll talk about what we're doing, why we're doing it, and when to protect yourself and how to protect yourself. Essentially, guys, if you have been trading over the last few days, go in and check your Binance coin balance. Okay, remember, this will allow you to have a lot less fees, and it removes dust, i.e. the fees won't come out of the coin, so you always have whole coins that you can sell. Okay, please go through and do this, guys. I don't want to see someone getting caught out with it. And someone saying we need to update the weekly gain on the chart. Yes, actually, we did forget to do that. So we'll do that first thing tomorrow. Guys, we'll update our weekly because we didn't actually do that, unfortunately, which is a bit of a shame. So we will go through and we will update that tomorrow, guys. But for now, unfortunately, we've kind of run out of time, and I don't want to interfere on other people's stream times and other people's stream plans and voice channel plans, etc. So for myself, and of course Jeff, who's been here the whole time, thank you very much for joining me, Jeff.
Yeah, no worries, mate.
And for everyone joining us in the chat and everything, please leave a thumbs up to the video if you enjoyed it. If you didn't enjoy it, leave a comment or reach out to me on the Discord server, send me a message and give me your feedback. Let me know what we can improve. But for now, we are going to be going, so we will catch you guys tomorrow, and that's it. Take care. You guys tomorrow, and that's it. Take care. And that's it. Take care. Take care.
What's going on?